Hey, welcome back. Since I last saw you, I decided that I am going to do a market. So if you are in New York, September 28th, I'm going to participate in Artmageddon this year. It's a huge festival, makers, artists, musicians. I've heard it's a blast. I'm not exactly sure where I'll be located, but I'll update my Instagram stories as I learn more. But I have been working tirelessly to get my inventory up to snuff and to figure out how the heck I'm gonna do a market. It's time. So lots happening here, and I'll share some of that with you in a minute. But right now, I gotta get out the door because I'm meeting a friend at Art on Paper, which is a really cool art show with all art on paper. And it's always just really nice to see what people are doing. So I'm gonna get my shoes on and I'm gonna get out the door and let's go see what's happening over that way. Alright, I just got back and it was a really wonderful day. I hadn't been to Art on Paper in 2 years, and it's always nice to just go and see what people are doing and what they're making. And there was some really wonderful work there. There's a printing press in Brooklyn called Shoestring Press, and they're really cool. They do a lot of good work with their work. They have been printing tens of thousands of red cards to hand out to immigrants in response to ICE, and they have also printed thousands of posters for protests for Palestine, and they're always just doing really good things for the community. And they put on like a little booth there every year at Art on Paper, and so I got to, you know, say hello to the guy who runs the printing press, and that was really cool. Their Shoestring Press, and it was really nice to spend some time with Nihan. So I don't know, it was a really wonderful day, and I walked from Pier 36 up to Union Square. I ran to Blick as well, and I have like a magazine rack for prints that I need to get printed for this market, and I was gonna paint it so it's not just black, and I was thinking I was gonna do like a grape bubblegum color, and then they had the fire red that I always like, so change of plans, we're gonna do some fire red. And I just bought, you know, a matte varnish. You know me, I really am into this like olive fire red. So got some of that. Oh, there's one more in here. It's like these two purples. This is like a pinkish purple and like a purple. Excuse me, but I am going to prime. I've been doing nothing but paper for like a long time. I think I need to switch gears. So I think I'm gonna pull out one of the easels, maybe both, and at least get them primed and then see if I have any more oomph in me tonight, but we might just pick back up tomorrow. We currently have paper everywhere, in every room. We have inventory and signage and things for the market, but here's some of the stuff that I've been working on and building since I last saw you. Oh, and I also got this huge bag in hopes that I'll be able to fit everything in it, and it'll make the transporting everything to the market in a city like New York a little bit easier. I don't know. One can hope. I'm really excited about doing my first market, and one of the things that held me back for so long was just the prep for it. But when I tell you I have done so many deep dives, and I have been planning and making and compiling all of the things, once this is done, I can just do as many markets as I want. But this work up front has definitely been an undertaking. So I did a little bit yesterday. I ended up priming everything once, and now I'm gonna go in and give it a second coat, at least the easels. I have 2 weeks to get everything done. And this week's gonna be really busy, but if I can get a head start on the display stuff, I'm gonna feel really good about it. I just started listening to the book Atmosphere. I believe it's from the same author who did Daisy Jones and the Six. Is that what it is? I didn't read it. I've not engaged with that text at all, but this one kept popping up, and I really wanted something different than what I typically go for, and so far I'm enjoying it. I'm a couple hours in, so I think I'm gonna listen to that today. I had to take a total break from books for a while. My brain was just on overload in troubleshooting for the market and life. So there was a lot of doom scrolling, a lot of podcasts, a lot of music, and now I'm ready to jump back in. So that's what we're listening to today, and hopefully we can get some progress. So let's get started and let's see how far we can get. Nothing changes unless there is change. It's seemingly a no-brainer, right? But recently, I've been thinking a lot about aligned action. It's an idea that has presented itself quite a bit over the last several years. And I think this year, I finally, truly began to understand what it means on a deeper level. For so long, I made decisions based on others' advice and others' opinions. And it often led me down paths of varying success, but perhaps not much fulfillment or enjoyment. Since March of 2022, I have been on a journey of intense healing, not just healing from the stroke, but from life. And I don't know if things had not unfolded as they did, if I would ever have found the time and the space to process all that life has held for me and what I hope to make of it. When I finally took up the artist's way and committed to completing it, Julia Cameron talked a lot about being a co-conspirator or a co-creator of your life. She talked about the importance of taking aligned action to bring forth the life that you dream of for yourself. And when I first read these words, I had my typical reaction of, okay, yeah, sure. But I realize now that I didn't truly understand it. Over the past years, I've started to get incredibly clear about the life I want, the respect I have for myself, my boundaries, and my dreams. It's started to click. I've talked a bit about this in-between space and how being in the in-between can be difficult, how sometimes it feels like a bit of a waiting period, but that's not right. How I understand this in-between time now is so much more complex. It was a time of pause and recalibration. And when I say that, I mean like a complete life overhaul. How I view just about everything as it relates to productivity and my worth has shifted. It's shifted in necessary and truly life-affirming ways. And without that pause, I'm not certain I would have gotten to this place. And it is from this place that the building has begun. Not the floundering, try everything and see what sticks. Not the, tell me how you did it so I can do it too. It's the building of my own life. One that honors who I uniquely am and what I hope to experience and accomplish. The in-between ushered in the pause that has enabled true aligned action to take place. And it is in this action that growth becomes possible, that change becomes possible. And for the first time in a very long time, I truly believe that anything is possible. One thing is for certain. On this side of it, I'm forever grateful for the unfolding, and I can see how that moment of destruction, that moment of complete despair, was actually the beginning of a life far greater than I could have ever imagined prior. And while it's still very much in the building and unfolding stages, I can't wait to see what changes as my actions change, as they become more aligned. I can't wait to see what comes to be. Have you ever experienced anything like this? Like a complete collapse for an even greater comeback? Or are you maybe in the middle of your own in-between? I'd love to hear from you and learn more about how your journey has unfolded, and perhaps we can offer each other a bit of encouragement and celebration. I'm not really worried about making this perfect. I just want it covered, and then it'll just hold the things that I'm more worried about being perfect. And since this is like the primer, we'll see how it goes. I don't know. I've never painted like something like this before. It's a little messy. It's okay. You know, we're learning as we go. I am following a tutorial from someone I saw on TikTok on how to make these displays. So what she did is she took an easel, she painted it, and then she used like E600 glue to glue business card holders to the front of it. And then you can use it she used it for stickers, but I've been trying to figure out how to display my ornaments and/or stickers. So that's what we're trying with this, okay? But I really wanted the paint to be smooth, but gesso is toothier than just like regular paint. It's like, it's definitely really thick, which was like the first thing that I realized when I opened this. And if you've worked with gesso, then you're probably like, duh. I don't work with paint, so this is all a new process for me. I mean, I do very minimally. So it has some texture to it, and I was like trying to smooth it out and make it perfect, but maybe I need to just embrace the toothiness of it and the texture that it's creating, because it's kind of cool. And honestly, the majority of the front of this is going to be covered with business card holders and items, so you're not even gonna really see it. So I think I'm just gonna embrace the like texture, because if I'm being honest, maybe one way I need to look at this is like, I like working with different kinds of paper because of the texture that the paper provides to the piece, right? So depending on how the paper is made, there will be like different textures. And I think that that creates really beautiful paper. And so I think I need to embrace this aspect of it as well, of the paint, and embrace that. That's where we're going. I think I've got the front and the back, and now I just need to like wait until it dries, wiggle it, make sure I can still open and close it, and then get the bottom of it. And then from there, I'm gonna figure out the colors that I'm gonna use. I bought some colors. I just need to figure out the combinations. Slow and steady progress, but I am exhausted today. I have told you all before I have asthma. And anytime I get I had a sinus infection earlier this week. Not COVID, I took a test. But it always settles in my lungs. And as soon as it's in my lungs, man, I am down for the count, and it takes forever to recuperate. So energy's a little low. I did walk a long time yesterday, so I'm sure that kind of set me back, but that's okay. We're just gonna move slow and steady and get shit done. So I'm gonna maybe make some more coffee, I don't know, and keep making progress, because that's what we're all about today. But I am excited to see how these turn out in the end, even if I'm a little like about it, but it feels good to be getting this done because it's been hanging over my head. So take a minute, then we'll get set up and keep moving. Okay, I lied. I am going to listen to my body because I'm learning to listen to my body better. So I'm gonna take it really easy. I might do some painting a little bit, but in the meantime, I will show you what I've been working on for this market. Okay, so everything's in the bedroom currently, but I have never done stickers of any of my paper cuts before, and I wanted to give it a try. So I have two like moths that I made years ago, and I decided to get them made into stickers. And because I've heard stickers, like, you know, I've heard that like at a market it's good to have like a wide range, right? So $5 items up to the more expensive brownstones that I have. So I'm trying to create like an easy way in for people who might not have a lot of disposable income. So stickers and prints, but then I'll also have some of these like framed handmade pieces. But I've got those stickers. It is, oh, there you go. I was gonna say, it's not as orange as that shows up. All of our light in our apartment's so warm. But this is one I made a while ago. So I'm gonna have like 8, 9 different sticker options. And I'm gonna have my brownstones framed and available. And I have frame stands for these. So right now, I mean, whatever, we're a mess, but it'll look like this on the table, right? And this is the black card, but it'll be like that. So I'll have like these available. I'm gonna have the black hearts. I'll have the brownstones, skeletons on the black background. And then I also put them on the rainbow because your girl needs color. And then I've got a handful of these that I'm gonna take, very much like the sticker. And what else? Oh, the Statue of Liberty. I don't think I have one of those framed, but I decided I didn't want to do a darker green. I wanted it to be more like a pop art thing. So I put the Statue of Liberty on a rainbow background. I like it. I think it turned out really cute. So she pops now. So this will be framed as well. And then I'll have my ornaments. I'm gonna put them in those things. I've just gotta figure out like how I wanna organize that. And then I have an example of a pet portrait. So I'll have this framed, and then I'm gonna make an example of like a people portrait. And I'm just gonna do a portrait of me and Mario. It's fine. And I think that's it. So I'm like trying to figure out like seasonally what works. Oh, and of course I'll have 12 8x10 prints, which is what I'll put in here, right? So I think I tried to show you this yesterday. It's pretty big. And as I'm figuring out like table space, I am a little anxious about running out of space, but we're just gonna see how it turns out. So I'll put my prints on here. That's a task for this coming week, I think, is to figure out the color profiles on my printer so I can get those going and get them really good. But I have just been making like as many things. I'm trying to have, I think, between 4 to 5 options for everything, like the framed options. I don't know if that's too much or too little. I've never done this before. And then I'm thinking like 20 prints of each. I was thinking maybe 30, but then again, I don't know, like, is 30 too much? And we're just gonna go with it. We're just gonna go. I don't know. I have just been like in the weeds trying to figure out what feels right and what feels good. And I think this is it. I'm trying to keep the table not super cluttered, but like I said, I have everything. So I'm excited to have examples of the commission work that I do. I'll have a QR code that people can click on. I don't know. We'll see. I'm excited. I'm nervous. You just got to go for it. So that's where we're at right now. Lots and lots and lots of work. That's where we're at. I am going to document more in the upcoming days and upcoming weeks. And then September 28th, Artmageddon, Flatbush, Ditmas Park area of Brooklyn. If you're around, come say hi. I'm hoping that Mario's gonna go with me to help me set up. I don't think he's gonna stay with me the whole day. I'm not gonna take his day. Come say hi. I'm hoping I can convince him to get me a coffee before he leaves. But I think it's 12 to 6, so it's perfect. It's just like a 6-hour day, and what I'm really looking forward to the most is just meeting people. And I've been so isolated for so long, just like rebuilding my life and kind of figuring out what I want in this next phase. And at this point, I'm really, really open, and that feels good, and I'm excited, and I'm hopeful, and it's time to get back out into the world and to meet more people in the community and meet more artists and supporters of the arts, and I'm really looking forward to it. But I'm gonna go ahead and wrap up here. Thanks for hanging out, and I'll catch you in the next one. But lastly, whatever time of day you watch this, I hope it's been a kind one. Until next time.